Good evening and welcome to the Bitter Knitters podcast. It is Monday, May 14th, 2018. My name is Jacqueline. Arthur's here.
Hey.
Ryan's got a job interview. He's going to try to be the #1 prostitute in America.
Yeah.
Dreams can come true, guys.
Just got to work hard, buy some fucking knee pads, and, you can be living the dream.
Never forget your lip softener, your lip gloss. I don't want to use any specific names like, chapstick, but there you go. Endorse this chapstick.
Yeah.
So, how was your weekend? Good?
It was uneventful.
Yeah, I actually had a busy weekend. We had Mother's Day and went out for lunch, and then I went out over to my mother-in-law's and saw some aunts that I didn't know were there, and went to a barbecue on Saturday. So I had a busy weekend, and I didn't really rest. And I really like to kind of be lazy and rest a lot. But
who doesn't?
I know. I don't get people that don't take naps.
Oh, I don't nap.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. I'm a grown-up. When I sleep, I sleep. Naps to me are like, that's for kids.
I love naps. Yeah, but I don't get a lot of I can't sleep until late.
Yeah.
And then I get up early with Marley, so I'm tired. I have to have a nap.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
Yeah, and I try to and I know it's because my naps that I can't sleep.
Yeah.
But I can't help it. I can't sleep, and then I need a nap. It's a vicious cycle, but naps are so good.
Nah, fuck that shit.
I know people that don't like them. I don't get it, but whatever. One day you might be old like me and need naps.
Maybe, but I doubt
it. So, let's get into. I'm just saying hello to our chat room. Let's get into our first story. So this weekend, last night, the big show on CNN, I think it's one of their top-rated shows, is Anthony Bourdain's. What's that show called?
Was it No Borders or some bullshit like that?
Yeah, that show.
Yeah.
Borders Unknown, or I don't know. Scott watches it.
Yeah.
So last night they had their East Coast show, is what they were calling it, but it was mostly just Newfoundland and that island of St. Pierre.
Okay, yeah.
So, he did a whole bunch of things. He, hunted moose, and he ate all kinds of gross fish and all kinds of weird shit that I would never have eaten in a million billion years. But apparently in a tweet, Parts Unknown, that's what the show is.
Parts Unknown.
In a tweet, Parts Unknown, the show, not now. This has nothing to do with Anthony Bourdain himself. He doesn't, control the Twitter. They used the term Newfie.
Okay.
And apparently there was an uproar that they had to apologize over.
Go fuck
the tweet was specifically shared an article with a Newfoundland-related book and local slang saying, quote, "Embrace the Newfies as they are." One man said a fair portion of Newfoundlanders find the term Newfie offensive.
Uh-oh.
Another person said, "You had me until you called me a Newfie. I find it derogatory." Huh. Another person said, "Come on, CNN, it's Newfoundlanders." And even Seamus O'Regan, who just tweeted, "We don't like it." He said he didn't find the term offensive, but said, "We don't like it."
I don't like being called a fucking mainlander, but I can't say shit about the fucking Newfies that do that. Suck my dick.
I'm really kind of surprised because I've never met one Newfie who didn't call themselves a Newfie.
A Newfie, exactly. Fuck that. That's stupid as fuck.
When did that? I just don't know when that became offensive. And I'm 100% not trying to be offensive here. I've never met a Newfie who was offended by it and literally did not call themselves a Newf or a Newfie.
Yeah. Whatever. That's just fucking dumb. Like that's.
Do you think it's just people trying to get in on the offended train?
I do.
I want to stand out like you guys, and
I personally do. It's just so fucking stupid to me. Like. The term Newfie, it's not like it, I mean, as far as I fucking know, it's not like it was some kind of slur that us fucking, again, mainlanders used to fucking call them stupid. I mean, if anything, we call them stupid fucking Newfies. You know what I mean? Well, the stupid isn't implied in Newfie. I mean, being from Newfoundland is just implied. But whatever.
They have a linguistics professor from the Memorial University of Newfoundland, and he did say some people see it as a badge of honor, but a lot of people kind of equate it with the old Newfie jokes we used to say. Remember, I remember I used to tell Newfie jokes like crazy. We all did, And, the Newfie always did come across as really dumb in the joke. But I don't think it's because of the term Newfie.
No, that's just stupid.
And they're equating it to like when people would make Polish jokes, right?
Newfie isn't a nationality. You guys joined Canada in 49. Suck a dick. Like, you're Canadian. I'll call you whatever the fuck I want.
We're going to tease you because you're the newest members of Canada. Well, I guess not. We have to say none of it. They're the newest.
Yes, they would be the newest. But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Fuck off. That's, you know what? I don't even care. I've never really liked Newfies, to be quite fucking honest with you.
Oh, really?
They're all so fucking proud to be from the Rock, but yet you've never fucking stepped foot there, and you'll never go back to live there. Why? Because it's a fucking shithole with no work. You get all fucked up your cod fishery.
A lot of Newfies I love. I think good Newfies are nice.
I've never really met many that I like. And I mean, again, the Newfies that I'm referring to are the ones that, you know, they drive around the Ford F-150s with the big fucking Newfoundland sticker on the back of their truck, who, again, maybe their great-grandmother was fucking born in Newfoundland and they've been born in, you know, 3 generations deep in Ottawa, but somehow they're fucking Newfies. Fucking out of here.
I know a lot of actual real Newfies, and I've known Newfies that I actually know a girl who moved home a couple years ago.
But fuck that shit.
Yeah, I just, it's shocking to me that that's offensive. I really couldn't believe it. And they actually had to apologize.
Even in that same vein, so that says that's calling Maritimers is also kind of, because again, there's a connotation there with the Maritimers that they're kind of slow and dumb and all fucking alcoholics. So
I always tease Scott because his family's Nova Scotian. Apparently, our family is now too, from our dad's side. But I always tease Scott, Nova Scotian, and Newfie with their head kicked in.
Yeah,
it's even worse than a Newfie, right?
Right. Fuck it. I'm not. Now I'm gonna have to go out and learn all the goddamn Newfie jokes just so I can get online and start fucking trolling these idiots.
Why'd the Newfie put tinfoil on his nose? Keep his lunch warm. That was my favorite when I was a kid. It's a good one, right?
It's just so fucking like, oh, boo-hoo, the poor fucking disenfranchised Newfies. Like, I feel so sorry for you and having to deal with this, like, not slur at all. Like, it must be a real hard life for you people. Fuck out of here.
I think, I mean, other than Arthur, I would say like 90% of the country loves Newfies. I don't think people are using, nobody's like, oh, you damn dirty Newfie, get out of my restaurant. We don't serve your kind.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think people hate Newfies for the most part.
You're a provincial, like you're a province. You're not a fucking separate, like, entity. Newfie, I don't know. It doesn't work. It's not like
Quebec or like even Ontario. I mean, I know Ontario is universally hated by the rest of the country, which is fine.
The country hates us.
Yeah, and I know most of the country hates Quebec, and most of the country hates out west, and most people think the hippies in BC are annoying and, you know, elites and all this stuff. Everybody hates everybody, but I really don't know a lot of people that actually hate Newfoundlanders.
Like, it's fucking hilarious to me, because I guarantee you these same people chirping about, oh my god, don't call me Newfie, are proud to be fucking rednecks, and I'm sure they wear fucking Buck Commander fucking camouflage out to Walmart and shit. Like, you know what I mean? This is the thing that bothers me, is because, like, when the name slightly suggests that something slightly bad about you, but you ignore the fact that you're kind of a piece of shit about the same stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as I said, I don't really like them saying, oh, well, you're a fucking mainlander, as some kind of way to delegitimize my standpoint on anything. And trust me, the fucking Maritimers love saying that. Oh, but you're a fucking dirty Ontarian. What does your opinion matter? So can I fucking cry and whine and get on the old Twitter machine? Wait a minute.
Do Nova Scotians and New Brunswick people say we're mainlanders?
Yeah. For some reason,
they know their province is attached to Canada, right?
No, they're too fucking stupid. Like, I'm sorry, they're all Newfies, so they're a little fucking dumb. They're a little fucking slow between the ears.
I understand Newfoundlanders saying that. That's the only true island, and maybe PEI people, but the rest of them are attached.
The fucking people from Prince Edward Island are too busy fucking shoving their face full of potatoes to fucking say anything.
Oh my god, I should be a PEI
roasting
person.
All of Canada. Suck a dick.
Yes, everybody gets some.
You know, it's so fucking just like, why cry about it? Like, oh my god, I don't like being called a Newfie. Boo-hoo! Shut up! You're a Newfie. Like, it's just a short form of Newfoundlander.
I'm sure if we could get a short form of Ontarian that sounded like funny or cute or
they got those for us. They call us douchebags.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, again, because we're from Ontario and because we are from essentially the only province that matters in this entire country, you know, we do get shit on quite a bit. But
yeah, we take it though. We don't. It doesn't hurt our feelings.
I mean, again, like, other than
we only hate the fucking best, right?
I mean, I'm just mad, so I'm going to talk some shit about Newfoundland right now. But if we didn't need them all to just, rush the front lines in World War II and die en masse, I mean, we still wouldn't have accepted them in our country. We just need them to die for us.
Yeah.
No, I hate this stuff. I can't stand this shit. I mean, even the term Quebecer is a slur. You know what I mean?
Really? I didn't know that. You have to say Quebec. What do you have to say? Quebec?
Well, no, just the term Quebecer isn't a slur, but it is used as a slur.
Oh, like,
you know
like that person's a Quebecer.
So does that mean that I can't say they're Quebecers? Like, I understand, like, yeah, some people would say, like, oh, he's a fucking Newfie. And that might hurt your delicate sensibilities.
Yeah, I guess, in the way someone said it. But if I'm saying like, oh, my friend's a Newfie, I'm not meaning it bad. It's not, to me, it's not the same as using the N-word.
Right. Like, and that's the funny thing about all this shit to me is they cry the same outrage as if you were burning a fucking cross on their lawn and shouting the N-word. You know what I mean? Like, these aren't words that were fucking, like, historically used to keep you and your fucking people down.
Your people for 400 years.
You guys being fucking drunk cod fishermen kept your own people down. Fuck it. Like, this is a good one for me. This is a great one.
The opinions expressed by my co-hosts are not, I don't know. I need to write that down and read it at the beginning of the show from now on.
Yeah. Like, no, these are my words, and this is not even my opinion. I'm just being a fucking complete unreasonable
you like
asshole
to play
right
the
now.
Devil's advocate a lot.
You know, but like, fuck that shit. Like, I have ties to the Maritimes.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, I can't think of a single person I know out there that would get that fucking upset if somebody even said, like, all them dumb fucking Nova Scotians.
Well, we say down easters a lot. Oh, yeah, they're from down east. They're down easters, right?
It makes no sense to me. It makes little. And even to that point, like they get weird. Like, Newfoundlanders have this weird identity crisis that I find with a lot of. It's a pretty
isolated country or province, right?
But again, there's this level of fucking pride that they display about being from the fucking sticks, you know, that you don't fucking really see anywhere else. Yeah, I'm from the Rock. Like, congratulations, you grew up on Seagull shit. Bravo. I don't care. I don't fucking care. It looks
beautiful there. Honestly, I'd love to go there for a visit.
Oh, I'd love to go for a visit as long as I can guarantee a way the fuck out.
Oh, well, I don't want to move there. Yeah. When I see my friend posting, they had a snowstorm at the end of June, and they were literally, not just a snow, like they were snowed in. I don't want to live there.
It's funny to me, like, you know, again, having my ties to the East Coast and just hearing these people, like, even, I mean, whatever, I know they don't listen. Even a couple of my fucking uncles like to say that, oh, well, I'm Nova Scotian. No, you're born in Ontario. Shut up. And it's one thing that I really do hate about the fucking Maritimes is that these people think like, oh, well, just because some of my lineage was born there, that means that's what I am. No, you're not. Like, if you're going to call yourself what you are through a geographical fucking sense, then you are where you were born. Like, the end of our.
But a lot of people are like that. They embrace like they're Irish or they're Scottish or they're German history, even though they've never stepped foot in the motherland, right?
I love chicken Kiev. I'm embracing a bit of my Ukrainian heritage. Doesn't mean I get to walk outside and fucking say, no, I'm from the Ukraine. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things I really hate about the East Coasters. And this one just kind of piles on that list of why I kind of despise where half my fucking family's from.
Yeah. Beautiful place, nice people. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, it's the home of hospitality. Like, people are friendly as hell. Like, you know, it's, again, I'm just mad and I'm just running my mouth.
And everybody looks, you know, any place you go to, only a couple places I went to where people were a little standoffish that like worked or were in the city. You know, it wasn't just a tourist, but people would strike up a conversation with you and you know, want to know about you and talk to you. Yeah, it was nice.
Well, it's because people in that part of the world still aren't that scared. You know what I mean? They're not scared of the shadows like we are in other places.
Well, we know people who came up here from there and were terrified to see all the different ethnicities on the bus and the subway, and they were really scared.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever.
Because if you don't see it down there, it would be scary, I'm sure. But, you know.
That's just stupid. Like, go to bed, Newfoundland. You guys are obviously still drunk.
Some things will never change.
Yeah, like, you're still drunk. Put the bottle of Screech down. Get off your fucking cod boat and, like, join us, the rest of us, in reality.
Can I say one thing that bothers me about, and this is going to be wildly unpopular, and I don't really care. The whole Gander 9/11 thing.
Yeah.
I get it. You didn't really have a choice to have all those planes land there. You did have a choice to let these people into your house and help them. That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's
I don't want to hear about it 25 years later. Sorry.
No. Well, I mean, what
I don't want to see your fucking musical. I don't want to see the TV movie. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Stop it.
I hear you.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, that's their one little claim to fame and their attachment to 9/11. You got to hear about it. It's like the people that, you know, oh, I was in Hurricane Katrina. That's horrible for you, and I'm sad that happened to you, but I don't need to hear about it 10, 15 years later.
Right.
Get over it.
Yeah. Like, shitty
Sorry,
things
that's very, I don't like people that, like, lay in their, I guess, their victimhood or their, you know what I mean? Like, stop it.
They use their grief, they use their mourning, whatever bullshit like that to garner sympathy, to, you know what I mean? And I'm with you on that. I can't stand that shit. Like I've cut family members out of my life for fucking displaying that type of behavior. You know, so I have no problem cutting a province out that I don't really give a fuck about to begin with for displaying that type of behavior.
Yeah, that really annoys me. Like whenever, I want to see that play, and it got all these Tonys, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. Okay.
Tony, only Tony I give a fuck about is Tony the Tiger, and unless you're bringing me a bowl of Frosted Flakes, fuck out of here.
I can't eat that shit anymore, and I liked Frosted Flakes. Oh well.
Yeah.
Let's move on to some more stuff. This is definitely going to make Arthur crazed. Definitely, 100%. I know it. So we have an Australian sexuality educator, and she's, of course, made people angry because she went super...
Stupid?
Like guess you're going to say stupid. I'm going to say PC, beyond stupid. PC.
Fucking stupid.
She has said that we need to ask babies their consent before we change their diapers.
Fucking idiot.
Basically saying... Now, of course, the beginning, the baby cannot answer you because the baby cannot communicate. But she's saying it's to create a culture of consent, so that as the child gets older, when someone wants to look at their privates, you go to see a doctor, the mother wants to give you a bath, you should be asking, "Is this okay for me to look at your privates? Or to touch your privates?" So that's the reasoning behind it. Go, Arthur.
What the fuck should I say about this? Like, I think we all know that this is just batshit fucking crazy, and we should give this bitch no fucking attention whatsoever. Even the fact that I got mad about this the other day when I heard about it was giving this bitch too much fucking attention. People like this literally need to be drug out back and shot. Like, fuck you, fuck your ideals. You are stupid as shit. You are bringing us fucking way further back than where we were.
Here's the idea. I understand her intent behind it is kind of an ideal, but it's stupid because once your child reaches toddlerhood, when they have a shit in their diaper, you have to hold them down and change it sometimes because they don't want you to clean their diaper. And what are you going to do? Let the baby sit around with a giant shit in their ass for, a day?
Well,
2?
Not even that. Thanks for implying that all fucking parents of any child are fucking rapists. Like, I really appreciate hearing that you feel like, oh, just because I'm looking at, the thing that popped out of, well, not mine because I don't have one, but, my fucking vagina, I can't fucking change its ass without it's going, yes, mommy, I think it's time that you wipe my ass for me. Go fuck yourself.
And what if you didn't ask? Now is my kid going to say that I then in turn fucking sexually assaulted them when I changed their diapers?
That your kid's now going to need fucking years of therapy for the fucking horrendous conditions it grew up in, all the fucking molestation.
The long-term sexual abuse for 2 to 3 years, or however long it takes you to change your,
you have 2 options in this bitch's fucking fucked up reality. Either you have a bunch of kids running around with piss and shit all over themselves because they're too fucking stupid to tell their parents, hey, change me. You know what I mean? Or all parents are going to jail for rape for changing their fucking child's diaper. You know what I mean?
Here's an idea, lady. You want to teach your kid about consent? This is what I did when my children were very young and started to understand things. Probably about 2 or 3. I always said, like once they started toilet train and I stopped changing their diapers, I would say, nobody should be touching you in your private places, including mommy or daddy, unless unless we're at a doctor's or something is wrong and mommy has to look, right? So when they got into the baths and they were big enough to take baths, they had to wash their own selves, just teach them that, like, that is your personal space and nobody should be touching your vagina or your penis until you give consent as you get older. And I didn't say words like consent, but when you get bigger, those things might happen. But when you're younger, nobody should be touching it. And if even a doctor has to look or touch, mommy or daddy are going to be there. That's how you do it.
Why in the fuck are we letting short hair, purple dye job fucking lesbians telling us how to raise our fucking children? Like, who the fuck are you? Do you have kids? Shut the fuck up. This is Sims. This isn't the fucking Sims. I don't give a fuck about your education. I don't give a fuck. You're stupid as fuck. Fuck Australia. Fuck this whole fucking wave of bullshit that's coming from there. Because I'm telling you, there's been a lot of fucking just ridiculous fucking sentiment coming from these stupid fucking people. I can't stand it. I can't fucking stand it.
You're going to join Bill Maher in hating the Australians. He hates the Australians.
I know. I'm almost there, and it sucks because I fucking love the crazy bastards. You know what I mean? But, like, this shit has to fucking stop. Like, this shit has to fucking stop.
This is going too far. Yes, we need to teach our young children about personal body issues and consent. This is why we have sex education in Ontario, to teach about consent. we don't need to teach newborn children about consent.
It's just so fucking
They're
stupid.
They're too weak. If somebody wants to hurt them, they're not going to be able to stop them.
Well, and there it is, right? Like, regardless if your 3-year-old knows it, like, again, hypothetical, I don't fucking touch kids. But your 3-year-old should know that if I go to fucking touch him, what I'm doing is wrong. Like, if he doesn't, you failed as a parent.
Yeah.
Regardless with your fucking change diaper consent law fucking nonsense, you have failed as a fucking parent. Fuck you. Fuck that fucking shitty criminal-filled island you come from. Like, seriously, I fucking hope a fucking meteor fucking just demolishes you and every fucking trace that you ever existed off the face of this fucking
I do
planet.
not wish that.
I do.
I know some Australians that are wonderful people.
I didn't say all of them. I said this bitch. I'll double down. Okay. After that rock hits you, I hope I hope it just hits her. I hope she's out there in the fucking outback, out there fucking, I don't know, asking snakes if she can fucking jerk them off or some shit. I don't give a fuck what this lady does.
Just a small meteor gets her.
Yeah, just fucking right her in the head. Boom. I don't give a fuck.
Asking a snake. Hello, Mr. Deadly Snake, because every deadly snake is in Australia.
If she thinks that infants are smart enough to give consent, she must think animals can fucking talk to her. Like, let's not put fucking...
She's going to catch koala chlamydia.
I don't give a fuck that, I don't care that she has, like, professor in her title. Like, I mean, you can be a professor.
Would you want your child in her class at whatever college she's teaching at? Me,
personally, yes. Because my child would be just as fucking combative as I am.
Oh, that's
and would talk just as much fucking bullshit to these fucking people.
Yeah. Actually, Logan would do very well.
Logan would do the same thing. Exactly, right? Like,
Marley too, actually, because Marley likes to, get into the debates.
And the issue that I have with this, like, other than the glaring fucking issues I have with this, is the level of smugness these people fucking seem to have when they're out there proclaiming this just absolute asinine fucking ideals. Like, they truly do believe that they're on the cusp of
you can't. And if you say you're wrong or that's stupid, then you're part of the problem.
I'm a bigot. I'm a racist. I'm a sexist. I'm a fucking pedophile.
A secret molester. Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm every fucking bad name these fucking assholes can think to call me. When in all reality is, I'm just a logical individual that sees through your.
Well, I will say this, which gives me some faith in humanity. I don't think there was a large swell in support for her.
Oh no, I didn't see a single fucking person being like, oh yeah, woo, fuck yeah. What I kept seeing are a lot of people going, does this bitch have kids? Does this chick understand like what infant shit looks like? Like, have you ever seen a kid shit not only up its chest but up its back too? And then I have
Marley used to get it out of her diaper and put it all over her crib, the wall, her ears, her face, her everywhere. It was a mess.
This is what I mean. Like, it's why I'm so sick of these third-wave fucking feminist idiots thinking they have the right to tell the rest of the world how to live their lives. You guys are fucking clueless. You have literally zero understanding of what it takes to raise a human being. All you have are hypothetical theories. Okay, cool.
If you are raising a kid, can you imagine some like...
Oh, I guarantee
gender neutral.
I was going to say, I guarantee they're already on fucking hormone therapy because they can never be happy with the gender that the kid has because, of course, my kid wants to be something completely different. Like, fuck off. I hate these fucking people.
And that's not to say we don't support gender neutral people. We just don't agree in forcing your children to be that way.
In all honesty, I'm kind of more along Joe Rogan's kind of mindset about it. And I know a lot of people would disagree with me here, but I don't think that transitioning therapy should be legal until you're 30 years old. That is when your brain is fully fucking developed. You know what I mean? There's a less likely chance of you still committing suicide or fucking wanting to go back.
I can understand why people would think that. I'm not sure about 30, maybe 18. I would be very worried if thank goodness, touch wood, my kids aren't in that situation. I would probably tear myself apart trying to make sure I chose the right thing for my kid.
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't have to do that. But I mean, I've always been the kind of person, if your son wants to play with a doll or put on a princess dress, let them.
Doll. Who cares?
Yeah. Or if your daughter wants to, play with, not pink Legos and, and push cars around, let them. That's fine. Let them play whatever toy they want to play with.
Even that, though, I've never understood how they think that that's indicative of someone's gender identity, the toys they want to play with. And it's a big fucking argument for these people. Mm-hmm. And I don't fucking get it.
That's not true.
It's, I played with dolls. Like, I'm not even fucking fronting about that. Like, I literally played with... I
remember you had your favorite baby you played with.
I also had the Spice Girl fucking action figures, or dolls. They were dolls, you know what I mean?
You loved those Spice Girls.
Fucking right I did. And not like, well, I mean, for the reasons you're probably thinking, but whatever. But I hate that whole argument. And again, it's these idiots like this fucking, I mean, I'm air quoting right now, professor, because I don't think she's a professor of fucking anything. They're making it fucking hard on themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want the trans movement, because again, and I do equate most of this to the trans movement, just for the fact that that's where me personally, where I've seen most of these ideals coming from, are people that are, very into that scene. I guess I don't know how the fuck you want to say it, but you know what I mean. That's the life they're living, and it's just, if you want the public support, if you want that same silent majority that fucking hired fucking Hitler 2.0 to get behind you and your causes, stop saying stupid shit like this. Stop going so far off the fucking deep end.
Your new age hippie, they don't even have words for it anymore.
I mean, I would fucking disown anybody I knew if they ever came at me with something stupid like that, like literally, and I would feel okay with myself for doing it. Normally I'm not that kind of person. I don't really like to cut people out of my life, but like, if you're spouting that kind of nonsense, see the fuck later. I got no need for you to honestly, truly believe that fucking children, infants, need to give you consent to change their fucking diapers. I mean, okay.
Well, and Sister Patty says her grandchildren would say no. And absolutely, you get to the point where they're like toddlers and they're fighting you.
How often did your kids fight you when you had to bathe them? Like, they just didn't want, you know what I mean?
Put their clothes on, anything. They don't want to. They want to play.
Yeah.
And they don't care if they have a shit lodged in their pants. They want to play.
So now you okay, little Logan, I can't give you a bath because you're not consenting. And all of a sudden, CAS is at your fucking door going, hey, your kid's in a fucking landfill. The fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? But that's okay because, hey, at least the kid gets to live with consent and doesn't. Fuck out of here. He's a fucking child. Like, I'm the grown up. I make the rules. Like, I literally make the rules. Nothing a kid will ever fucking say to me. I mean, obvious in fucking reason,
Yeah.
But
normal rules like bathing time, changing diaper times. Yeah. This is normal.
I was helping a friend of mine move. She's a single mom, and she went to go change her kid. I walked out of the room. You know what I mean? Because again, like, that's just what you do. You don't fucking. You just don't. You should be around a fucking naked child, especially if the kid's not fucking your kid.
Yeah.
But no, fuck that. Oh, you got to get your kid to consent. Fuck you. I'd still have shit in my diaper if that was the fucking choice. Because I'd tell both my parents, no, fuck you. You ain't raping me. You ain't raping me with your fucking baby wipes. Want to touch my butthole? Fuck you.
Oh, God. I must be the worst because I remember Logan would not take oral medicine and I had to give him the suppositories. Yeah. And even when he got like a little older, he'd be like, no, mommy, put it in my butt because he would not take the oral medicine. He's probably saying to his girlfriends and boyfriends now.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, what's a thumb amongst friends?
But like, and Marley still to this day will not take medicine. So, I mean.
No, it's the stupidest thing. And I mean, there's been a lot of way smarter people than me dissecting this online. Yeah. And this chick will be ridiculed to the point where she's going to fucking fuck off into obscurity. We'll never hear about or from her again.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because that's just, that's a level of fucking craziness.
Till we see her at the same fucking new age, Herbalife vitamin place that stupid guy that killed his kid with the meningitis.
Well, and I was actually just going to say that.
She'll show up there.
Yeah, she'll eventually have a kid and fucking bring in some homeopathic fucking quack doctor and have the thing fucking die. But hey, at least you got the kid's consent to not fucking go to a hospital.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about some more snowflakes.
Yay.
So there's a school in New Jersey, Hanover Park High School.
Okay.
They had 3 competitive cheerleading teams. One student did not make the tryouts to get on the number 1 team.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they were on the second level team. The parent complained and said that there was inconsistencies on how children were chosen. And so the school has now decided that there will be only 2 teams for grade 9s and 10s and grade 11s and 12s, and everybody gets to join.
Okay. I thought that was how it was in the first place.
Well, no, because this is the thing. We're talking about competitive cheerleading. This isn't just standing on the sidelines with your pom-poms. These are people that flip in the air. They're making towers. They're doing all these crazy tricks. Okay? So you want your non-capable child on the shoulders of somebody and flipping in the air, they're going to die and have a neck injury.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Like, what the frick? Not everybody gets to make the team.
So it's because I took that when I was reading the article because it didn't really say what the fuck the discrepancy was. I assumed they were talking about genders, about having more males on than females, which I always thought cheerleading was gender inclusive to begin with.
It is. They usually always have some males because those are the guys who throw the girls, right?
Now, are they referring to people with disabilities? Is that what the discrepancy is?
It could be that. It could be just maybe it's a group of bitches who didn't want this girl on the team. Yeah. But if that person can't do the tricks and the leaps and doesn't have the capability, whether they're bitches or not.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I hate to agree with cheerleaders because I'm not really a fan of them.
Yeah,
but when these girls do spend years doing gymnastics and dance and training and cheerleading camps to have, and some of these girls are getting scholarships to go to.
Yeah, exactly.
They're possibly not going to get a scholarship. They're not going to get into college,
Yeah. No, I mean, the downfall of it, stuff like that, I understand. I'm still this story. I'm still caught up on.
Yeah, they haven't told us, and I tried to look, and I couldn't find any other reference to it.
Because that's kind of what it sounds like to me. Is that they want it to be all inclusive or inclusive for everybody, meaning the way I'm hearing it is about people with disabilities. Now, I understand that. I do, and I kind of respect it. I do kind of respect that. You shouldn't let your disabilities hold you back.
Absolutely not.
If you can't fucking compete because of your disability, like, I'm sorry, we can't change the rules to make you more comfortable or you feel more included. We can, give you a separate, like, disabled fucking cheerleading league, just kind of like we have sledge hockey.
Everybody team is, for maybe the girls or boys that aren't super athletic, but they still want to support and they want to have the pom-poms and a cute little uniform. Anybody who can't do a flip, can't do, 4 consecutive fucking flips, because that's the kind of shit you have to be to do a cheerleader. Like, I can't be a cheerleader. I never could, okay? No. I can somersault, and I used to be able to do a freaking cartwheel. That's not going to get me on any cheerleading squad, okay?
No, not at all.
And we're not talking, like, up here is a lot different than down in the States. Like, I mean, anybody who watched in Canada ever saw cheerleaders, our cheerleaders just kind of stand there. They don't do a lot.
These
American teams are crazy. Yeah, we had one at my high school.
There's leagues and shit like that. You know what I mean? Yes. Like, it's...
competitions are crazy. It's for a lot of money.
No, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't. I mean, again, unless... I'm correct on the people with disabilities thing, which I do. Yeah. I am really leaning towards that's what they're talking about. I kind of look at it like I do the Paralympics. Okay, unfortunately, there's going to be a guy from the Humboldt crash. He's eventually going to start playing sledge hockey. Mm-hmm. You guys are talented athletes. I will never say that you're not talented athletes. Can you hack it in the NHL? No, you can't.
Not.
Unfortunately, you can't because your disability won't allow you. Now, is it fair to the spirit of sport for us to dumb the game down to make you feel more included? No, it's not. Like, it's just not. That's not in the nature of competition. The nature of competition is the best of the best compete at the highest level.
At the level that you're playing at, exactly. Right. So, you don't have the same level of talent at the OHL because only the best of those kids go on to the NHL.
Exactly, right? It's, I mean, I kind of understand. Like, this one, I can kind of,
well, I'm sympathetic, obviously, because you know what? No one wants to be told, okay, let's say it's a Down syndrome person. Sarah has Down syndrome. She can't possibly be on the cheerleading team. Mm-hmm. Well, that's not true because there are some very capable Down syndrome children and adults and people. Yes. So if they just said no based on that, that's not fair.
No, that's not right. That's discrimination.
It has to be looked at.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I agree with that. But if somebody came in a wheelchair and wants to, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to do the tricks.
Yeah. It's just as simple as that. It really is. If you and I don't ever want to fucking rag on people with disabilities because it's seriously like the lowest of the fucking low to pick up someone's disability.
I didn't even think of that. I just really thought it was like some girl who wasn't athletic who didn't get on. But you made me think of the disability. I didn't even think of that.
Well, because it's the only thing that makes sense with the inclusiveness. Because, like, let's say it was just a girl that wanted to do it, but she couldn't hack it. Then that's what they have tryouts for. And they, unfortunately, you're not good enough. It is what it is. You got cut. That's the nature of life. If you're not good enough, you get cut, and someone who is good enough gets the spot.
Yeah.
And that's why I do really like with this. To me, it makes me feel like it's people with disabilities.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. That makes a lot of sense.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
It's funny that I didn't go to there because I don't even, you know what I mean? Like, I just think of cheerleaders. I wouldn't even have thought that somebody who physically couldn't do it would try to get on the team. I've
seen random cheerleading videos. It's not like something I give a fuck about, but I've seen big girls on cheer teams. You know why? Because they could cartwheel and somersault and throw other girls and shit like that. They were still athletic. The size didn't matter. You know, so you can't even say that it was something to do with the body positivity. To me, this has all the feels.
I don't know if I've seen cheerleading, but I've seen a lot of sports like basketball and football. You know, you always see that they have these videos like, look at this team embracing this, you know, disabled person who's on their team, and they let them on the field or they let them on the court and, you know, give them a shot.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, it's unfortunate. It is. Like, I understand as a society us trying to make the best life possible for people with disabilities. I get that. And actually, that's one of these social causes that I actually can stand behind. I truly do stand behind that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all about inclusivity. If we can include everybody.
To do with our, you know, especially our mentally disabled, where they went.
I mean, even think even longer than that. If this was fucking, you know, Greek days.
I mean, you were at the side of the mountain and got eaten by the wolves.
They'd throw your ass off a fucking cliff. Exactly. You know, I'm not saying that who we are as a society is perfect with the fairness and the treatment of each other, but I mean, that's just a fucking joke to me. You know, because again, it's another one of these examples where, to me, you're hurting your own cause by going overboard with your inclusivity shit. You know, you're not making it so that other people. And again, I hate saying like the words rational and conservatives in the same kind of fucking sentence, because I mean, as we all know, most conservatives are batshit crazy and definitely aren't stable individuals.
Not that rational.
You know, but these are the people, the silent majority that anybody who's fronting a social cause are trying to win over, right? You don't have to win over your other liberal buddies because they drank the Kool-Aid. They have to believe your shit hook, line, and sinker to be part of your clan. So it's the conservatives you're trying to win over, and I'm sorry, doing this kind of stuff is never going to win them over. You know what I mean? Where you're changing some traditions and stuff like that just to suit the, well, everybody matters kind of sentiment, it's always going to backfire. It's never going to go the way you think it's going to go. And I mean, I do kind of personally feel like we are a little bit at a point where people with disabilities aren't being discriminated against. Now, you obviously still have kids that don't understand what it is they're seeing, and they might make their jokes or snicker or what have you. But I mean, I haven't really seen or even heard anybody talking shit about people with disabilities in years.
Yeah, no, but that's like, you can't. The last person we saw do that, even though he won the election, people were not happy with that.
Right. And that's one of those ones where, like, even I mean, I'm not a fucking supporter of the dude, but like, even I was like, yeah, you really crossed the line there. Like, we know better. You know what I mean? Even same with like racism and shit like that. Like, we should all fucking know better. Like, you know, that's not what we should be doing. Yeah. But yeah, to me, this just stinks of just trying to be over-inclusive.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I wish more of the story. I'm going to keep watching and see if I do see more of this story, because I would like to know the reason behind it. And if I do find anything, I will definitely share it. And now they said they're going to do it for the next season, and then the year after they're going to, you know, figure out what they're going to do. I think they should just have, like, you know, like a pep squad type cheerleading where everybody can be in it. And then if you're going to compete at a national level, then you have to have your
and that's it too, right? Like, if this is the team that does compete at those nationals and shit like that, I'm sorry, if you are not the best of the best, you do not deserve a spot on the team.
This is a dangerous sport. You need your best and best, you know, ability people on there, because one mistake can put people's lives in like danger. They could be dead. You know, and I mean, if my daughter was on a competitive team, or my son, I wouldn't want somebody that wasn't 100% capable of throwing her in the air.
Oh, not at all.
Catching her.
You know, and like the funny thing is too, is like, I mean, in high school I was a little bit more of an asshole and a little more insensitive, but like, yeah, if we had a pep squad, or if I was going to a school that cheerleading, all that shit was, you know, the norm, and we did have that kind of B squad, you know what I mean, of the people that, again, just couldn't hack it on the competitive team. I mean, we would have cheered and we would have shown our respect and shit like that. See, and this goes to that same thing I was saying last week about the Boy Scouts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stop trying to shoehorn your way into pre-existing institutions. Create your own and let the bad die under its own weight. If you think that cheerleading as a whole, as the like the government or governing body or the entire organization is wrong and it's not all inclusive to the point where you want it to be, make your own and let that one fucking fail under the weight of its own, you know, inferiority.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
It's a good point.
Right? I mean, it's, again, because you get these traditionalists or however you want to say it that don't like change. And anytime you try to change something that they view as, you know, something historical or just some other heritage or what have you, you know what I mean? They get really fucking mad and very, very defensive. And that's just human nature. That's just, we all do it. Yeah. I mean, fuck, if I went to your house right now and I changed how your toilet paper roll is and you're fucking anal about how your toilet paper roll is, you know what I mean? You'd be really fucking upset. Like,
my husband would upset. I wouldn't care, right? But my husband would definitely care.
See what I mean, though? But that one little change can make someone completely irate. Something so fucking meaningless. But
I get mad because I have a whisk that I like to keep in a certain space, and when other people do put the dishes away and they don't put it in that space, and I'm trying to find that whisk, I get really mad.
You get really mad, and that's kind of what I'm trying to say. Like, it is human nature. We all have that in us, that the slightest change to something that we view as, like, this is how it is. You know what I mean? This is the way that I want it. We get fucking irate.
You know what? It's true. You think about, now, I don't know if you've had to come across this because you've been with Liz for a long time. But when you make a new family, right? So you get with your husband or wife and you make a new family, and now you've got to merge Christmas traditions, Thanksgiving traditions, Easter traditions. And it's not the same way that their family did it or your family did it. And it's like, you know. Precisely. Yeah.
You know, it's, I mean, it's cool, I guess, if they're trying to include anybody that wants to do it. I more power to you. Yeah. But at the same point in time, if you can't hack it to be competitive, then you can't hack it to be competitive. That's just the name of fucking competition. You know, there's no crime. You know?
I didn't share the story because I didn't know how I felt about it. But CBC on their website today has a story about Caster Semenya.
Okay, I don't know.
That's the South African runner, the woman that's intersexed, and she's super muscular and very mannish, and very interesting article.
See, that one I'm conflicted on. When we're talking about people that were born intersexed, you know, that one's a real hard one for me to kind of even forge an opinion on, because it's difficult because I don't really know a lot about it. You know what I mean? Like, and I understand that, like, in most of these cases there are a dominant set of hormones, right? Now these intersex people, they produce both testosterone and estrogen, but you know, there's always one that's more dominant.
And what I'm reading is the Olympic Federation wants to set a limit on how much testosterone can be in a woman's body.
See, I agree with that. And
yes and no. Yeah, I don't know, because, like, I mean, how do you control that? How do you take that testosterone if your body's making it out?
The thing is, though, it's like men currently, right now, under IOC rules, we can have our medals, you know, taken away from us and get banned from the Olympics if we're caught with too much testosterone, because it is a form of doping. Yeah. Right. And now if you start to give women testosterone, I mean, you're tilting the fucking field.
Yeah, of course.
It's completely,
like, nobody is going to beat Caster Semenya. I'm looking at pictures, and I mean, I remember when she first started to race, how she looked, and I'm seeing pictures of her currently, and she looks even, like, literally she looks like a man. And I'm not trying to be, you know, any way, shape, or form try to put some Caster down, because I think she's an amazing athlete, and I don't want things to be unfair for her. But I mean, like, if I'm, you know, running against her, there's no way I'm ever going to beat her. I'm never going to medal against her.
Exactly. Right. There's also a few famous, well, not famous, but Joe Rogan goes off about him a lot. There's been a few transgendered UFC fighters. Yeah. Which isn't fair when you really do get down to it. Because, again, I understand, you know, and I've heard people say the name Ronda Rousey before when I've talked about this. And yes, you are absolutely correct. Ronda Rousey is one tough fucking bitch. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to fight her. She would kick the living shit out of me. But to tell me that a man that transitions into a woman
Yeah.
and then fights
And
other
it's already
women.
been training too, so they're
You know
probably like muscular the whole time.
There it
wasn't
is,
like
right?
some like 90-pound guy who transitioned into a woman.
Exactly. You know, and he's full of testosterone. It's not fair to the women. And it's just like it's, you know, you'll never see the opposite. You would never see a woman. I mean, maybe we would. Maybe like there are always that weird chance, not weird, but that off chance that, you know, they're very tough
somebody
women
like your sister that could transition and be a tough ass.
She could, yeah. She's literally probably the toughest person I've ever met in my fucking life.
Yeah.
But, you know, and she could handle herself against men. But most women, you know, they couldn't do it. So there is, especially when it gets to athletics, there's this weird kind of gray area with this. Because again, I don't think that just because you're transgendered, you should be barred from competition. I don't. That's stupid as shit. That's completely arrogant. That's an arrogant fucking thing to say it, you know? But there has to be some kind of limitations as to the type of competition you can do. You know, it was like when our one bobsledder started as a anchorman for the males bobsledding team. You know, a lot of people going, what the fuck? There's women for a reason. Like there's a women's league for a reason. Well, she was too good. She was better than all them other women.
For her.
Exactly. It really wasn't fair to the other women that she was still competing in their fucking division.
And she's too good for the women. The only other people she can go up against are the men.
Right? Yeah. Now, and I understand how touchy of a subject that is, especially for people in the trans community, because, you know, the whole biological differences between men and women kind of dispel their entire argument that there are no biological differences, right?
Yeah.
Now, this isn't all of them. You know, it's not a blanket statement. I don't think that all people in the transgender community believe this stuff. But there is this sentiment of biological differences between the sexes besides our genitals don't exist, that we are exactly equal. Well, I'm sorry, that's absolute bullshit. It's
we have hormones in our body for a reason.
Right?
You have to take estrogen to become a woman for a reason. You have to take testosterone to become a man for a reason.
Right. We know that testosterone not only helps out men with our strength, but it also helps us out with the intensity that we could show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which even a woman taking testosterone will never be able to display.
No.
You know, I mean, again, it's a hard thing to talk about. It really is, because of course I believe in inclusivity. Everyone's equal.
Yeah.
Everyone's equal, especially in terms of respect deserved and shit like that. But when it comes to the realm of athletics and competition, no, we are not all equal. And it's a tough pill to swallow.
That's why the Olympics is trying to make it fair, because, and I mean, I don't know if this is the way. I don't know enough about it, 100%. That's why I didn't really kind of bring it up and do the whole story about it. I definitely need more research, need more stories.
Because it's fair. Because even, like, let's say even we go, okay, we're going to have men's, women's, and the transgendered kind of leagues, right?
Yeah.
That transgendered league still is lopsided towards the male side, and I don't mean the transition male, I mean the biological male side, because again, we're still full of testosterone. I mean, I've gotten flack for saying this before, but I'm sorry, we are fucking physically stronger than women naturally.
Yeah, in most cases,
like if me and a girl were born the exact same day, exact same hour, exact same minute. We put in the exact same amount of training. Like, and I mean, we did everything identical our entire lives to get to our professional peaks in any type of athletics. I would still be years better than her.
There's a reason why the world record in speed for running is held by men and the women aren't close.
Right? Like, and it's a very controversial thing to say, which to me is kind of fucking sad. Because how can we
I'm an equalist. I'm all for equal rights and all kinds of stuff, but you have to face a fact.
Right? There has to be a point where we stop with the conjecture of this argument, and exactly we get down to the facts, and the facts are, unfortunately, it's not fair to have true inclusivity or equality amongst athletes and athletics. It's just not. It's never going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where it goes, though.
Yes, it will. And, I think it'll be a huge period of growth for society. You know what I mean?
And controversy.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
I think, the first time you do have a trans person, competing in an Olympic event, and that's the kind of thing, like, can you imagine, if you're just you and you've spent your whole life training, especially I'm going to say when it comes to a woman, because I can feel on the woman's side, and you have to go up against Caster Semenya.
Right.
And I mean, I'm not trying to take away her athletic ability. She's
not at all.
Fucking amazing. There's a reason I know her name.
Yep.
You know?
But there's always going to be that asterisk.
Exactly.
You know, and that's...
I'm never going to be able to beat her for a gold medal.
No. But if she was competing against, you know, the people that were biologically the same as her, it would not be a competition, right? Yeah. It's weird. It's an odd fucking thing, and it's something that society.
Look for the article, and you can explain the article to me too after, with the lowering of the testosterone and stuff like that.
All right.
Let's get onto this story. This is the crazy story of the week, and when I say crazy, I mean literally crazy. So a story came in the other night about this woman who went on one date with this Phoenix area man. Now, she wasn't from Phoenix.
No.
I don't know how she got there. I guess she just went there to meet him for the date, because she met him online. And she was from, I want to say, the other side of the country. But she went on one date with him, and then he didn't like her.
Yeah.
She continued to message him. He blocked her on the dating app, and things went crazy. She sent him 65,000 text messages over the next 17 months. 500 in one day at one point.
Well, I mean, look, I live on this one kind of weird philosophy. If no one's home, why do you care how much I'm knocking? Right?
No, that's not true. Because if I'm getting texts from you...
Yeah, but he blocked her. So what the fuck's the matter?
Well, I mean, that was on the dating app. I don't know if maybe she somehow got his phone number.
Yeah, no, I don't. I didn't read into this one. I've seen it floating around, and I just said, "All right, this bitch is crazy, like whatever." But you know me. I got to play that asshole role.
She was crazy. She said things like, "Don't ever try to leave me. I will kill you. I don't want to be a murderer." She said another part. She would wear his fascia and his skull.
Ooh.
And she would bathe in his blood.
Yo.
At one point on his home surveillance, he had to get security, obviously. She was in his house and taking a bath.
Oh my God.
When the police showed up, because he reported it to the police, obviously, they found a large butcher knife in the front seat of her car.
Huh. This bitch was serious.
She's crazy. Let's just say her name. For some reason, she has a beautiful name, Jacqueline Addis. Apparently all Jacquelines are crazy.
Yeah.
But that would be really scary to have a crazy stalker like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, it's unfortunate, but, you know, I'm not going to fucking say a real statistic, but, you know, I imagine that, like, 1 out of every 1,500 people has to deal with someone like this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, to me, this isn't new. I've heard weird fucking stories. Even like in regards to memes, like a guy fucking pretty much beat up his fucking girlfriend because she deleted all the memes off his phone, or fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. Like, people do weird shit. Like, and you know, unfortunately, again, like 1 in every 1,500 people, and that's, you know, bullshit, just pulled out of my ass kind of number. But you know, lots of people deal with this. Like, I remember being young and seeing a movie like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Where the bitch was just fucking crazy, and she was stalking the dude. Do you remember
the story of the they worked at NASA, and the guy was having an affair, and the girl drove across the country in a diaper to kill his wife?
Yeah, she succeeded too.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. That was fucking. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I mean, it's unfortunate.
Have you ever felt crazy love like that? Like, I don't. I mean, I love my husband and kids, but I can't ever recall feeling crazy love like that.
I've loved, you know what I mean, but I'll never act out of lust in that sense, and that to me is what this is. Is more people confused over between love and lust. And
that must have been one hell of a fucking date.
Yeah.
But in her mind, do you know what I mean? Like, he blocked her, he didn't like it, but in her mind, what the hell was she seeing?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it, but it happens, right? Like, it literally happens. I mean, I can't really think of any personal anecdotes about it, but I do know a few people that are kind of, you know, they're kind of psychopaths as well with the realm of dating. You know, I don't want to call anybody out, but you know, people
obsession,
wallets and shit like that.
Or fucking... See, that's something I've never done. I don't go through Scott's wallet. I don't go through his phone.
No.
He knows my password. Our phones. Neither of our phones are locked.
Yeah.
We don't have locks on our phone. I don't even sign out of most of my accounts. So if he wanted to route through my stuff on my computer, he's more than welcome to, but he doesn't. I don't go through his stuff.
But that's because he's a stable, not psychopath fucking individual. You know what I
mean? I'm not
jealous
people either. Like, I don't get jealous.
Yeah, jealousy will cause people to do some crazy fucking shit. Like, literally crazy fucking stuff.
He's never given me a reason to mistrust him. If I ever did, then who knows what I would become.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Right? But I still don't think you'd be the type of person that would, you know what I mean? Yeah. Essentially have to get a restraining order put against you.
I fucking hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not.
But I mean, yeah, you know, you never know until you're put in that position. So, I mean, maybe we do have
I can get crazy. Yeah. Like, I do get angry crazy. So I could maybe. You know? I don't want to call them a stalker, but I did have a friend that really started to, she was having some issues. Some addiction issues, and she would call me a lot at weird times, and if I didn't answer, she'd just call and call and call and call. Yeah, so I kind of understand like that bombardment of being, you know, bothered.
Yeah. I dealt with that shit when I was young. I don't know if you remember the building that I lived in when I was in middle school. So there was this chick who had this crush on me. I wasn't interested in her, so I just kept ignoring her. But she somehow got my phone number, and she'd call me every night. Now, me just being who I am, I'll talk to anybody. I don't give a fuck. Like, you want to shoot the shit? Like, shoot the shit with me. And fucking she starts going off. She's like, oh, but I can see you right now. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? And she starts going off about, like, what I'm wearing and stuff.
Oh, this she's bitch, like, looking in your window?
Yeah, she was sitting there on her balcony with a pair of fucking binoculars looking at me through my fucking bedroom window.
Oh, that's fucking creepy. Yes. That's young, too. That's not even like...
We were 13, 14 years old. You know what I mean?
She must be fucking really fucked now.
Yeah, I ran into her not too long ago at a bus stop. I'm not surprised at the life she's currently living. Yeah. No, I'm not even going to say that because it's really ignorant.
But, you know, like, there's people that love hard and, you know.
Yeah. And I get it. I mean,
obviously, this lady has a mental illness.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't love like that after one date.
No, fuck no. Like, again, that's the difference between love and lust, though. And this girl probably has never made the distinction between love and lust. And as anybody who's ever loved will know, lust is the most intense fucking feeling out there. Like, even more so than love, in my personal opinion.
It's strong, like a drug. It is.
Like, I love Liz to death. Like, and I do. But, like, lust, I mean...
Well, that's like why the beginning of a relationship is always the best part.
There it is, right?
You know, because after whatever it is, whatever your lust stage is, whether it's 6 months, 6 years, that's why a lot of people then move on. Because they love that lust period. That's the best part.
And they confuse love with lust. They don't understand that there is an actual difference and a separation between the two emotions. Yeah. And I guarantee you that's what this broad was going off.
Yeah.
Like,
I looked at a video of her because they got an interview with her in jail.
Yeah.
She is crazy.
Yeah, I didn't listen, but I seen the clip and fucking just her eye movement and stuff. Like, she's not
crazy eye.
Yeah, she's not a stable person. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah. It's unfortunate that she's now famous because of this.
Oh my gosh! But do you know what? If she gets sentenced to jail, there'll be other crazy people that will want to date her in jail. And there you go, sweetie. You'll find your true love, hopefully.
But what if she's not a lesbian?
No, I mean, people will just send her messages. Some guy will want to marry her.
Oh, yeah, true enough. I always forget that. I always forget that, like, there's weirdos that do that. Like, because
people that marry murderers that they met in prison. And
fucking insane. Like, and you want to talk about crazy, like, there's a fucking level of crazy, you know what I mean? Yeah. To be like, oh, no.
Go out of your way to contact, like, you know, like this Parkland shooter.
Yeah.
He's already getting marriage proposals and people who think he's handsome. Like, this is the guy who was apparently so ugly he couldn't get a date.
Yeah.
Now all these weird girls are in love with him and want to marry him and send him money in his commissary and shit.
Well, you know, there's a peg for every hole, I guess.
I guess.
Fuck's sakes.
I guess. I don't get it. I mean, I've seen handsome enough murderers and stuff. That doesn't mean I want to contact them and be their pen pal.
Yeah. See, I would pen pal with a fucking criminal. I would. Like, seriously, I've thought about it. Like, but I don't want the dude who's in for petty crimes. Like, I want that fucking dude that, you know, ate a family of 6. Yeah, like, I want the fucking psychopaths. I, you know, kind of want to pick their brain a bit.
Yeah.
As weird as it is, I mean, to me, it just seems interesting.
Do you think they would be honest with you?
No, of course not. Because I could get them in shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like I could, I mean, you could still rat people out for fucking murders. You know what I mean? There's no statute of limitations for murder because it's fucking heinous as fuck.
Yeah. Well, the reason why there's no statute of limitation. I guess we should. Excuse me. Now I'm burping like Arthur. Wrap up our show. So there won't be a Wednesday show because I have an out-of-town visitor coming to visit me. You know who?
Yay.
So we'll be back on Monday with our usual show. And thanks for listening. Have a good week.
Take care.
Bye.